What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy. If you had to take a COVID test, hopefully you have tested negative. If you did test positive, I hope you have a full and speedy recovery with no long COVID issues. It is time now for the Wednesday edition of the Pandemic Update for Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where we do the daily pandemic update on COVID. My videos are usually about 15 minutes long, sometimes longer, and we go over the COVID pandemic. Yes, COVID has not ended. Today's video is going to be about 10 to 15 minutes talking about the ongoing COVID pandemic and other health-related issues. So give me a few minutes of your time, and if at the end you find that you like this content, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, and I promise to help keep you safe. Alright, we're starting off today with what I think is some good news, but you can take it as you will. Leave comments down below, I know you will. New studies suggest co-administering COVID and flu shots strengthens immune response. So, I guess if you get both at the same time, new study is saying, hey, that actually is beneficial. I'm just going to read the headline there. Now we're moving on to this. We have to talk about Australia yet again. Seems to me as if things are quickly getting bad in Australia, and that's not something we like to see because Australia is now heading into spring. They just had winter. And it says, South Australia faces new COVID spike as warnings of new waves every 3 to 6 months. Yeah, that means COVID has multiple seasons a year, something we've been warning about for a very long time. Health officials are urging elderly Aussies to get booster shots as one state confronts a brutal new COVID wave with cases jumping 50% in just 1 week. 50% increase in 1 week. That's not good, and look what type of wording they're using here. Another brutal COVID bomb is exploding across one state, and health officials are sounding the alarm for elderly Australians. South Australia recorded 2,493 cases on Friday, meaning of last week, a 50% jump from the 1,691 cases it logged just 1 week earlier. So this is getting pretty serious in Australia right now, and it's something we have to watch. On average, it says here, hospitalizations are steady with an average of 30 people a week admitted with COVID, but health officials expect that number to rise. Well, of course it's going to rise. We know hospitalizations lag cases, and cases are rapidly rising there now. Alright, moving on to this now. A flu outbreak is causing a school to close in Blount County, Alabama, I believe this is. Yes, this is Alabama. So apparently there's a private school there, and they're having a flu outbreak, and so many kids are sick with severe flu and flu-like symptoms that they have decided for health purposes that on Monday, school was going to remain closed. So that's not good, and you have to wonder if any of this is related to COVID as well, because pre-COVID, I don't remember schools closing for large flu outbreaks. And remember, anyone who has had COVID potentially has immune damage. So with their immune system being damaged, you can pick up these other viruses much more easy, such as flu. I mean, we're already seeing this year, flu is starting off not good, starting off bad. Puerto Rico has seen a high number of hospitalizations, and then we just saw the other day that in Arizona, there has already been a child that has died from flu. I mean, it's only November 15th, so this is just not good to see. And now we go up to Canada. COVID-19 outbreak at Olds Hospital grows, and it has now grown to 5 patients. The previous number was 3, so it has increased by 2. So again, up in Canada, COVID outbreak is growing at Olds Hospital. And then finally, we move on to this. This is partly some good news. I mean, the headline I'm going to read, yes, it's good news, but you'll see where I'm going with this. Upstate New York's first long COVID recovery center is now open. Looks like this is up in Buffalo, but look at the picture. What do you not see in this picture? I'll show you what you do not see in this picture. What am I holding up in my hand? N95 or better COVID mask, or safety mask, precaution. You don't see anyone masking. So that's great they're opening up a long COVID center, but they need to be masking at the COVID center to help keep the people who have long COVID safe. Not good. Alright, moving on. Yesterday, we reported on BNO News from last week, and we reported that BNO states there were 162,568 new cases last week. That was an increase from the previous week, and it's the first time it's increased in almost a month, so that's not good to see. Let's take a look at the latest air qualities across the country, and hey, air quality is a part of health as well, therefore we report on it daily, and kind of a mixed bag here. Still really not good in the west, and once again the Pacific Northwest is doing really bad. Then you go slightly east of the Rockies, like Utah, Colorado, still in the Rockies, New Mexico, Arizona, Wyoming, Montana. You're seeing it's better. Then we go a little bit more east, Houston, borderline. But what's going on in the Great Lakes down through the Mid-Atlantic? Something is brewing here. I'm seeing a lot of bad air quality sites, and I honestly don't know what that's about right now, especially down here in Virginia, West Virginia. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is now at moderate, so that's something we have to keep an eye on. And if you're in those areas, keep your HEPA air purifiers running if you have one. If you don't have one, get one. It's not only good for bad air quality, it's good to help keep you safe from viruses as well. Walgreens this week, we know the national positivity is 27.2%. The prior week was 26.6%. That was up just a little over 0.5%, and testing was significantly up. 13,000 tests versus 7,667. And let's just do a couple states. I know there's a few that we have missed. I believe Jersey is one. New Jersey is one of them. New Jersey positivity is 20.4%. Prior week was 22.1%, down 1.6%. Total tests 367 versus 222. And so testing is significantly up. That's good. Maryland, 20% this week, 23.8% last week, down 3.8%. Total tests 25 versus 21. Let's go over to Wisconsin. 35.9% this week, 32.8% last week. That is a difference of up 3.1%. Not good. And the number of tests are up 362 versus 192. So both not good numbers. It is good to see testing up, but anytime you have testing up and positivity up at the same time, that definitely signals there's a rise in cases. South Carolina, similar deal. 21.3% this week. Prior week was 18.7%. Difference of up 2.6%. Total tests 324 versus 139. And can we come out here to... Nope, we can't come to the Dakotas. A lot of states we cannot go to, but we can come out here to Utah, and we'll end on Utah. 31.5% this week, 25.4% last week, 6.1% increase with, yet again, testing up, 108 versus 67. Taking a look at the latest wastewater data, we can note here, we're just going to take a real quick look at this. 60 to 79% in the orange and 80 to 100% in the red. It did increase this week, so there was a slight increase in the number of really high sites, and that's not something we like to see. Let's take a look at a few of these wastewater scan wastewater sites real quickly. How about today we come here to Youngstown, Ohio? We have not looked at that in a really long time. High levels of COVID. It was dropping. Most recent update is up slightly. Influenza was rising. Now it's dropped to nothing. RSV is low, but it is rising. That's not something we like to see. HMPV is low. Mpox is low. There was an Mpox case back in the summer in Northeast Ohio. Not seeing any right now. Norovirus, it's low, but it's slightly rising at this time. And no hepatitis in this area. Let's do one more wastewater scan site. How about this time we come out to the West Coast, take a look at somewhere in California. How about we go down to Silicon Valley? I want to know what's going on there. And, well, we got Redwood City, Silicon Valley, close enough. COVID, low at this time, and it's not really rising. It's actually dropping some. Low levels of influenza. RSV is high, and it's rising pretty quickly. HMPV is starting to rise. It is low. Mpox, look at this. Whole bunch of Mpox checks. And none being detected. Norovirus is low, but dropping at this time. Hepatitis A, there have been some detections of it from time to time. Moving on now. HV.1 is the leading variant in the United States at 29%. Then comes EG.5 at 21.7%. And the one we have to watch is BA.2, which really means BA2.86, or JN.1, and that's at 1%. We expect to continue to see that rise, and unfortunately, eventually that could be the next wave. COVID hospital admissions, 14,728 in the past week. Philadelphia. Let's check on the EMS totals. 743 total for Tuesday. That is up ever so slightly. Live looking at what's going on in Montgomery County. I'm not liking this. I'm seeing not one, not two, not three, but 4 respiratory calls right now. And 16 EMS calls total. That's not good. Then we go over to Chester County, which is just west of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. These are Philadelphia suburban counties. And not one, not two, but 3 sick people and 2 respiratory difficulty calls. So that's telling me viruses in general right now in this area are starting to rise. I was listening to Center County, Pennsylvania last night, and I heard something that was interesting. This kind of goes with what I said earlier, flu being more severe, and just that. I heard a call for a flu call. Person was having difficulty breathing. Their O2 levels were down. Positive for flu. So, yeah, there are severe flu cases to be had out there. So it's not just COVID that's going to fill up the hospital. You have flu, you have RSV. There's a lot of different viruses out there. And I hate to bring this up, but these are all viruses we have vaccines for. Please go out and get vaccinated against flu, RSV, your COVID booster shot. Is it going to be perfect? No, but it can help reduce the severity of a case if you should get one. All right, moving on to New Jersey now. Hospitalizations, 421 people in the hospital. That's actually down ever so slightly. On a ventilator, 17. 65 out of 70 hospitals reported. That could be why it's down. In the ICU, 50 people in the ICU now. That number is starting to go up a little bit. That's not a good number that we want to see go up. We don't want to see that rise. Discharges, 63 at this time. All right, coming over to New York State. 1,117 cases. Higher than yesterday, to be expected. And New York State hospitalizations, as I thought may happen, are still continuing to drop ever so slightly. But when we take a look at them, it's 1,108. That is not far off from last week's number at this time. When we take a look at it, last week at this time was 1,114. So, a couple weeks from now, they may be starting to rise. That's not something we like to see. Let's see if Texas updated yet. I've been waiting on Texas to update all day long. It hasn't. Last week they were a day late. I'm assuming this week they're going to be a day late too, or they're just going to come in really late tonight. Let's go to Worldometers now and take a look at a few of these international trends and see what's going on there. For those wondering, I always click on the weekly trends, and I give you a weekly trends number, not the daily whatever country reports. So Russia, cases still up, not as much though, 21% increase. Deaths are up 21%, that's not good. Then we come down to Poland, cases still up 33%, deaths up 117%. Then we come down to Chile, cases now up 64%, no deaths reported. And then we come down to Bulgaria, where cases are down by 31%, and 5% decrease in deaths. And Slovenia, look at this, cases up 75%. Guatemala, cases up almost 1%. Deaths, none reported this week. Thailand, cases are down 6%, no deaths reported. Actually, no, excuse me. 1 death reported, which is the same as last week. That's why it says 0% here. Taking a look at Ireland, cases are now down 73%. Deaths, however, as you know, when there's a wave, deaths always lag. 18 versus 6, that works to a 200% increase. And we'll end today on Indonesia, where cases are up 20% with 0 deaths reported there. Alrighty, folks, that was a lot of information, wasn't it? Did you learn anything? Did you learn that there's a lot of viruses out there that are a risk to your health? If you did, and I taught you something, maybe I informed you about something, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more informing content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. Our next pandemic update is slated to be tomorrow. And we'll probably have, hopefully, some data out of Texas and a whole bunch of other states that usually update on Thursdays, and we'll probably have more news as well. So I will see you all again next time. Until I see you again next time, stay safe. Have a fantastic Wednesday evening, and thanks for watching.